Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Sabrina, a board-certified urologist, and for over a decade, my practice has focused on helping men navigate the complexities of their sexual health and reclaim their vitality. Today, we are tackling a subject that is often whispered in confidence, but rarely discussed openly: the crushing frustration of the second-round failure. Have you noticed that in your younger years, a multi-round night 2, 3, even 4 times was routine? The recovery was instant. Now, after one deeply satisfying experience, your body throws up a barrier. You feel a profound sense of shut down, an absolute inability to get hard again, even if the desire is still burning. If this scenario sounds painfully familiar, I want you to exhale and know this: you're experiencing one of the most common shifts in male physiology, and you are far from alone. This frustrating recovery lag is medically known as the sexual refractory period, SRP, and the good news is that it is not a life sentence. It is a biological process that is heavily influenced by your habits, your health, and your understanding of your own body. Over the next hour, I'm going to take you on a deep dive into the science of the refractory period. We will dissect the hormonal cascade that causes the shutdown, uncover why this recovery time relentlessly lengthens with age, and, most importantly, provide you with a comprehensive, science-backed roadmap to significantly shorten your recovery, reclaim your stamina, and bring a renewed sense of confidence and energy to your sex life. We'll explore everything from cutting-edge vascular biology to ancient control techniques. Stay with me, because by the time we finish, you will have a clear, actionable blueprint for lasting sexual vitality. The refractory period is often misunderstood as a simple lack of interest, but it is a complex, multi-system reset. To effectively shorten it, we must first recognize its profound biological origins. It is your body's mandatory reset switch, a time when achieving another erection is either physiologically impossible or extraordinarily difficult. The dramatic difference in recovery time between a man in his 20s and a man in his 40s illustrates the power of optimal biology. In your late teens and early 20s, your body is optimized for rapid turnaround. Your testosterone levels are at their zenith, providing maximum libido and hormonal drive. Your endothelium, the critical inner lining of your blood vessels, is flexible and pristine, allowing for rapid dilation. Furthermore, your central and peripheral nervous system sensitivity is maximized. The recovery could be measured in mere minutes, sometimes even seconds. This rapid physiological tuning makes the SRP practically negligible. However, as we progress into the 30s and beyond, this quick turnaround slows. For some men, the recovery stretches from 15 minutes to an hour, and for many men past 50, it can easily extend to several hours, or feel possible only once per day. The key realization here is that a longer recovery doesn't signal failure. It signals a shift in your body's equilibrium that requires an adjusted strategy. The most powerful mechanism dictating the length of the refractory period is the immediate, dramatic shift in your hormonal landscape following ejaculation. This is not a slow trickle, it is an immediate avalanche of neurochemicals. The single most direct inhibitor of sexual arousal post-orgasm is the massive spike in the hormone prolactin. While often associated with lactation in women, in men, prolactin acts as the primary signal for sexual satiety. Immediately following ejaculation, prolactin levels in the blood surge, often rising 400% to 500% above baseline. This spike acts as a powerful brake on the entire arousal system. Research confirms a strong positive correlation. The higher the prolactin spike, and the longer it takes to clear from the bloodstream, the longer the man's refractory period will be. For men struggling with an SRP that is hours long, often an underlying issue is a sluggish prolactin clearance. This understanding opens the door to lifestyle and even medical interventions aimed at moderating this spike. Sexual desire and motivation are fueled by the neurotransmitter dopamine. During arousal, dopamine levels climb steadily, peaking right at orgasm. This chemical high drives the powerful seek and reward cycle. Post-climax, however, dopamine levels crash suddenly. This chemical depression is what makes you feel content, relaxed, and temporarily uninterested in restarting the sexual act. The brain's pleasure centers are temporarily satiated, and the motivation to seek out another round is chemically suppressed. Rounding out the hormonal reset are oxytocin and endorphins. Oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone, rises sharply, promoting bonding, attachment, and relaxation. While this is crucial for relational intimacy, it actively shifts the focus away from the primal, urgent drive for sex. Simultaneously, endorphins create a natural sense of well-being and satiation, further reinforcing the body's signal that the sexual event is complete. Understanding this hormonal trio is the first step towards strategically overriding the shutdown. The lengthening refractory period is a highly accurate reflection of your overall health and the inevitable, gradual decline of crucial physiological systems. This is why we call the penis the canary in the coal mine for cardiovascular health. The most recognized age-related change is the gradual decrease in testosterone. Beginning in a man's late 20s or early 30s, free and total testosterone typically decline by about 1 to 2% per year. Testosterone is not just the engine of libido, it is the accelerator for recovery. Higher testosterone levels help the nervous system reset quicker and improve the responsiveness of the vascular tissue. Men struggling with recovery often find that low to normal testosterone levels are a primary culprit. I often share the story of David, a 48-year-old patient who was otherwise fit but felt his refractory period had gone from 15 minutes to nearly 4 hours. His primary complaint wasn't even a weak first erection, but the absolute impossibility of the second. His blood work revealed his T levels were at the very bottom of the reference range. Through a professionally supervised protocol to optimize his testosterone, his immediate feedback was astonishing. Dr. Sabrina, the desire is back, and more importantly, my recovery time is back under an hour. It's like my system has been rebooted. This illustrates that hormonal optimization is often the missing key to a shorter SRP. Erections are a miracle of hydrodynamics, requiring rapid, efficient blood flow. The state of your blood vessels, particularly the endothelium, is a direct determinant of both erection quality and recovery speed. With age, and crucially with lifestyle risk factors like smoking, poor diet, and lack of exercise, the endothelium loses its elasticity and functionality. When the endothelium is compromised, a condition known as endothelial dysfunction, it becomes less efficient at producing nitric oxide, NO. NO is the crucial chemical that initiates vasodilation, artery widening, for an erection. If your body struggles to generate and utilize NO effectively for the first erection, the vascular system takes much longer to recharge and be ready to generate a sufficient NO signal for the second. A long refractory period is often the earliest clinical indicator of systemic vascular stiffness. Improving your recovery is fundamentally improving your vascular health. The most strategic, elegant solution to the SRP is to prevent the full hormonal and neurological shutdown entirely. This involves extending the pleasure and control of the first act. As we know, the critical chemical signal that triggers the prolactin spike is ejaculation. By separating the intense contractions and pleasure of orgasm from the physical release of semen, you can often experience a peak of pleasure while maintaining an erection and avoiding the complete systemic crush. The primary technique for this is perineal pressure. The perineum is the space between the scrotum and the anus, containing the muscles and ductwork responsible for expelling semen. By applying firm, targeted pressure to this area with 2 fingers just before the absolute point of no return, the moment you feel the inevitability of climax, you can temporarily block the urethra, rerouting the semen backward into the bladder. Retrograde ejaculation. The key benefits are profound. You still feel the intense pleasure and contractions, but without the massive prolactin surge, your erection can often remain strong, allowing you to transition seamlessly into continued intimacy or a rapid second attempt. This is a skill requiring diligent practice, but it offers a powerful level of control over your body's default settings. The practice of edging or sustained arousal management is an essential neuromuscular training tool. The concept is simple: Bring yourself or your partner to the absolute brink of climax, then halt all stimulation until the arousal level drops significantly, then resume. By repeating this peak and pullback cycle multiple times during a session, you fundamentally train your ejaculatory reflex threshold. This practice offers two major benefits for the SRP. First, it makes your initial encounter much longer and more satisfying, reducing the urgency for an immediate second round. Second, it develops extraordinary control. Men who practice edging regularly report a massive increase in confidence and a feeling of being in command of their own body, which in itself reduces the performance anxiety that can slow down any potential second round. If ejaculation has occurred, the goal shifts to accelerating the cleanup of inhibitory chemicals and speeding the vascular reset. These are the immediate actions you can take in the minutes following orgasm. The deep breath reset is simple but profoundly effective. Post-orgasm, breathing often becomes shallow, which contributes to sluggish blood flow and nervous system stagnation. Immediately engage in diaphragmatic breathing, slow, deep breaths, inhaling through the nose to a count of 4, holding briefly, and exhaling slowly through the mouth for a count of 6. This deliberate action stimulates the vagus nerve, calming the nervous system, improving oxygen saturation in the blood, and actively promoting circulation to the pelvic region, thereby aiding the clearance of inhibitory chemicals. Next, prioritize strategic hydration. Erections rely on optimal blood volume. Dehydration leads to thicker blood and reduced overall circulatory efficiency, which dramatically slows the vascular reset required for a second erection. Keeping a glass of water nearby and taking a small, quick drink immediately after the first round helps maintain blood volume integrity and flushes the system. Crucially, avoid the recovery saboteurs. Alcohol is a direct vasoconstrictor and testosterone suppressant that will severely lengthen your SRP. Similarly, heavy, high-fat meals shunt massive amounts of blood flow away from the pelvic area to the digestive system, stealing the essential resources needed for the vascular system to recharge. The refractory period is not just physical, it is powerfully psychological. The dopamine crash is a major culprit. To reignite the arousal system, you need a psychological jolt. The concept of novelty is key. Research, even in animal models, shows that sex with a new partner dramatically shortens the refractory period because it triggers a massive, renewed dopamine surge. While a new partner is not the practical solution for a committed relationship, a new environment, or a new approach is. Try moving to a different room, adjusting the lighting, or integrating a new element of foreplay. This change in scenery and routine can shock the brain out of its post-orgasm complacency, stimulating the necessary dopamine release to restart the arousal engine. Furthermore, adopt extended post-orgasm foreplay. The mistake many men make is immediately demanding a second erection. Instead, focus on non-penile, full-body intimacy, deep kissing, massage, and focusing pleasure entirely on your partner. This maintains intimacy, keeps the arousal engine warm, and allows your body to passively reset while your mind is still fully engaged and aroused by giving pleasure. To maintain a short refractory period into your 40s, 50s, and beyond, you must build a robust, healthy physiological foundation. This is where the long-term work pays off. Regular physical activity is the most effective and accessible drug for sexual health. It acts on the two core systems we've identified, hormones and blood flow. Cardiovascular training is your vascular maintenance plan. Consistent cardio, be it running, cycling, or brisk walking, keeps the endothelial cells flexible, maximizing their capacity to produce and respond to nitric oxide. Flexible, healthy arteries are non-negotiable for quick recovery. Simultaneously, resistance training, lifting weights, provides a potent, natural stimulus for testosterone and human growth hormone, HGH, production. Higher levels of these anabolic hormones directly translate to quicker biological recovery. Your diet is either supporting or sabotaging your SRP. Focus on an anti-inflammatory diet rich in whole foods, emphasizing nutrients that boost your vascular health. Prioritize nitric oxide precursors. Key components like L-citrulline, found in watermelon, dark chocolate, are metabolized into L-arginine, which is the direct substrate for NO. Increasing these compounds naturally improves the efficiency of your vasodilation, making both initial and subsequent erections stronger and quicker to achieve. Flavonoids, found abundantly in berries, apples, and red wine in moderation, are powerful antioxidants that protect the endothelium from damage. For hormonal support, ensure adequate intake of essential micronutrients. Zinc is a critical mineral for testosterone synthesis, while vitamin D acts like a steroid hormone, and low levels are frequently correlated with sexual dysfunction and poor T levels. The pelvic floor muscles, PC muscles, are often overlooked but are essential for both erection rigidity and ejaculatory control. These muscles aid in trapping blood in the erectile chambers and are key to the force and timing of ejaculation. Strengthening them through Kegel exercises, contracting the muscles used to stop the flow of urine and holding for 5 to 10 seconds, improves blood flow control and ensures that the base of the penis is primed for rapid response, aiding recovery. Think of them as the support structure for your hydraulic system. Sometimes, even an optimized lifestyle isn't enough, and medical intervention becomes a necessary, safe component of the solution. Clinical research has definitively proven that phosphodiesterase type 5, PDE5, inhibitors, the class of drugs including sildenafil, Viagra, and tadalafil, Cialis, do more than just facilitate a first erection. They dramatically shorten the refractory period. These medications block the enzyme PDE5 that breaks down the vasodilation signal, keeping the NO pathway active for longer. This pharmacological intervention essentially forces the vascular system to reset faster than it would naturally. A landmark study cited in the Journal of Sexual Medicine showed that men using sildenafil experienced a statistically significant reduction in their SRP, often cutting recovery time from an hour to mere minutes. This is powerful evidence of the biological adjustability of the refractory period. However, this is a critical point. Self-experimentation with PDE5 inhibitors is dangerous. These medications are prescription only because they can cause severe, life-threatening drops in blood pressure for men with certain cardiac conditions or those taking nitrate medications. Medical supervision by a urologist is absolutely required. Finally, we must address the psychological component. After a failed second attempt, many men fall into the performance anxiety trap. The anxiety about whether they can get hard again triggers a massive release of the stress hormone cortisol. Cortisol actively constricts blood vessels and suppresses the entire sexual response cycle, creating a vicious, self-fulfilling prophecy. The solution is to reframe the goal. Shift the focus from the rigid demand for a perfect second erection to shared intimacy and pleasure. Tools like mindfulness and meditation are effective because they lower chronic cortisol levels, reducing the body's baseline state of stress and making the vascular system more responsive when the time comes. Sometimes, the shortest path to a stronger erection is a calmer mind. The prolonged sexual refractory period is a challenge, but it is one you are now equipped to conquer. It is a biological signal that requires a strategic, multifaceted response. Remember this core truth: you are not broken, you are adaptable. Your roadmap to reclaim stamina involves 6 core principles. Understand the hormones. Recognize that prolactin and dopamine are the brakes. Focus on mitigating their crush. Master control. Utilize edging and the perineal pressure technique to extend pleasure and bypass the full physiological shutdown. Optimize recovery. Employ the deep breath reset and strategic hydration immediately post-orgasm, while avoiding alcohol and heavy meals. Build the foundation. Commit to a lifestyle of regular cardio and resistance training for maximum T levels and vascular health. Address the mind. Break the cycle of performance anxiety with novelty and a focus on shared, non-performance-based intimacy. Consult a professional. If lifestyle measures are insufficient, seek medical evaluation for hormonal optimization or safe, supervised pharmaceutical support. The quality of your sex life is measured not by how fast you recover, but by the confidence, connection, and satisfaction you bring to every encounter. With the knowledge and tools we've shared today, you can absolutely enjoy a powerful, passionate, and deeply fulfilling sex life at any stage of life. If this extensive guide has given you the clarity and confidence to take control of your vitality, please give this video a like and subscribe for more evidence-based men's health strategies. To help you implement this roadmap, I've created the Men's Vitality Blueprint, a complete 90-day system with detailed meal plans, workout regimens, and a guide to supplements backed by clinical science. The link is below. Take that next step today. Thank you for watching. I am Dr. Sabrina, and I look forward to guiding you on your health journey. Consult your doctor for medical advice. This video is for informational purposes only and not a substitute for professional care.